We got some breaking news here around Chandler Jones that we're going to discuss. He just posted on his Instagram story that he doesn't want to be a Raider. If that doesn't freak you out, I don't know what will. Coming up right now, we'll tell you everything going on with number 55. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here from the Raiders Report, and Chandler Jones posting that stuff on his Instagram. It's a little bit ballsy. There's no doubt about it. But I'll tell you what, after looking at a lot of these messages, it might be warranted. Now, I don't want to tell you all how to handle your balls, but I do want to tell you your ball's going to look a lot better by going to manscaped.com. Use code Raiders for 20% off. That way you can also get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. I had to get to this show as quick as humanly possible because whether people like to believe it or not, in today's day and age in sports media, when players go to Instagram, you have to talk about it, especially when it looks like Chandler Jones is extremely frustrated. When you hear a player say, I don't want to play for the Raiders, if literal alarm bells don't start going off in your head, I'm sorry. I'm also going to say this. Some of the language that Chandler Jones used on his Instagram story, it's not usually what I would put up here on a show. So if you got a child that's maybe under the age of 18, maybe don't let them watch this video. But for everybody else, here we go. We're going to get into exactly what Chandler Jones posted on his Instagram. So let's get right into it. He said, F it. I didn't want to play for the Raiders. If that's my head coach or GM, I want Patrick Graham, Ivy League. You guys can fill in the blank. So essentially what's ended up going down here is, sounded like Chandler Jones went to work out today at the Raiders facility. Then he couldn't get into the facility, which makes my mind go to like that viral meme of Jamal Adams not being able to get into the Jets facility, freaking the hell out. Then on top of that, which you can see here in these next brand of messages, Jones tried to reach out to Josh McDaniels. He tried to reach out to Dave Ziegler and saying like, hey man, what the hell's going on? I can't get into the facility to work out. None of McDaniels or Ziegler was able to answer the phone. That's bad enough, right? And then Chandler's saying like, man, I got 112 sacks in the NFL. Why bring me here if I got to go work out at a local gym? Which I agree. It's some serious bullshit. The fact that he could not even get into the building. And then on top of that, this is where McDaniels and Ziegler, to me, really struck out. Because it's just mistakes happen in life, right? And with all the drama that just happened with Jacobs on social media, you would have hoped that this would have been solved in a better area. So Chandler couldn't get into the Raiders facility today, which, yes, that's a joke all in all. But all it takes for McDaniels and Ziegler to pick up the phone and give Chandler Jones a call, somebody that they used to work with back in New England days. But instead, it sounds like, again, this is all what Chandler was putting on Instagram. I don't understand why he would put it on IG if it wasn't true. So what it sounds like then is either McDaniels or Ziegler, somebody reached out to Chandler Jones's ex-girlfriend. If you see BM, I'm learning here on the streets that BM means baby mama. So the Raiders reached out to Chandler Jones's ex-baby mama. They haven't been together for over 5 years. So imagine a situation where you couldn't get into work today. Then you had to go to another gym. You drafted Tyree Wilson in the first round, which Chandler might say it doesn't bother him. It probably does bother him a little bit. Last season, Chandler was a captain. He's not a team captain right now, and now you're contacting his baby mama, who he hasn't been with for 5 years, instead of just having the cojones to give Chandler Jones a call and say, you know what? I messed up. This is a bad look for McDaniels. It's a bad look for Ziegler. And it's a bad look for the entire Raiders organization. We're supposed to be talking about the Broncos and what that means going into that game, not this bullshit. I'm sick of all the off-the-field drama with this organization. So here's my question to you right now. Chandler Jones flat out said on Instagram that, I don't want to play for this team. So now my question is, do the Raiders try to trade away Chandler Jones? You could type your yes, or I want you to type your no down below. It really simply comes down to what Chandler wants. I know that this Raiders team wants to use him. and that they are going to use him in a lot of different areas, and it looks like he has ramped his way back up. But if you don't get a legitimate offer for Chandler Jones, I don't sit here and I don't even see how you could possibly think, okay, this is going to be a guy that we end up trading away. The other parts that really kind of rub me the wrong way with the Instagram story is how Chandler then says, like, that he wants to talk to Antonio Brown and he wants to talk to Alden Smith. Like, why? I mean, he's knowing exactly how to get underneath the Raiders' skin right now, which this was the one that I did not like from a Chandler standpoint, because the only reason why he's posting this is to get underneath the Raiders' skin. There's a better way to probably handle all of these situations. I will always say that you should never just directly take it to social media unless it is your job. Then maybe that's a different area of conversation. But, like, this is something that all Raider fans right now need to monitor this entire situation, because from top to bottom, it's a bad look for McDaniels and Ziegler, and it's a really bad look for the Las Vegas Raiders, considering the fact of you did give Chandler Jones a lot of money. You did restructure his contract this offseason. But man, oh man, this is one heck of a head scratcher. And if you're scratching your head also, it's probably because you got a rocking a George W. down there. I recommend getting your hands on the Lawnmower 4.0, one of the best products that Manscaped offers. If you use promo code Raiders, you're going to be able to save 20% off, and you're going to get free shipping on all of their awesome products. So the ones that I use on a weekly basis is the Lawnmower 4.0. Alex was in New York all week, and I'll be honest, for like 3 or 4 days, I took a few days off. But guess what? She was back in town on Sunday, and I was also back in Sunday night. So use code Raiders at manscaped.com. That way, Manscaped knows that the Raiders Report is hooking you up, and that way I know that I am hooking you guys up as well. So as soon as I got these updates here on Chandler, I had to make a video as quick as possible, because that's what the Raiders Report's about. It's about keeping you guys up to date as humanly possible. Also, the OG Raiders Report watchers will respect this, and I'm going to know real quick how many people have been rocking with me for a long time, because I haven't done this in a while. But let's go. Anytime I see Antonio Brown's name being brought up on this show, I instantly go back to my very first Raiders game back in 2019, which was the FAB game. So let's get some FABs going down in the chat right now, and we will do our best to keep you guys up to date on this entire situation. Jeremy Chuggs and I, we're going to be live later on today on the Raiders Report, breaking down everything that there is to know about the latest silver and black moves. We also have some updates on the practice squad, which we'll talk about here a little bit later today. We're going to be live on Thursday. We're going to be live on Sunday for the Raiders game, obviously up against the Broncos. But this is some serious drama going on right now around Chandler Jones. And if he is traded, or if he demands his way out, Las Vegas has to make another move. Like, you have Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson. Yes, you kept Malcolm Kuntz, but you need to add another defensive end. Now, maybe that is a Jordan Willis who the Raiders cut. Isaac Rochelle is on the Raiders practice squad. Maybe you end up promoting him. Maybe you add somebody to the practice squad like an Adam Plant Jr., who I thought played pretty well during the preseason and during the offseason. But there is no doubt about it. This is a very concerning issue for Las Vegas going into week one. This team has had plenty of drama. There's no, I mean, you can't say anything else, right? This team is filled with freaking drama. We might as well start calling this show Keeping Up with the Raiders, because it is just as dramatized as the Kardashians at this point. But for him to say, F it, I don't want to play for the Raiders if that's my head coach or GM, that's a lot of anger. And that anger is coming from, yeah, it sucks not being able to get into work. Yes, it sucks that you probably felt that your time was wasted, not being able to get a hold of your head coach, not being able to get a hold of your general manager when they paid you all this money to be a part of this organization. You lose being a leader or a mentor, if you will, on this team. He was a captain last year. He's not a captain this season. And then on top of that, McDaniels and Ziegler reach out to your ex-girlfriend who you haven't dated in over 5 years. They reach out to the baby mama. Like, that just screams that McDaniels and Ziegler handled this the wrong way to me. If we get any more updates around this entire situation, I'll do my best to keep you guys up to date. But as it stands right now, Chandler Jones is not a happy camper. And if McDaniels and Ziegler want to step up to the plate and admit what they did was wrong, they need to get on the phone with Chandler really quick. And I'm hoping guys like Crosby, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, anybody that was named a team captain, you got to go show Jones right now that you got his back, because that's what teams do. They show him that they have their back. Now, I will do my best again to keep you guys up to date here on social media at MitchellRentz365, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Instagram. If we get any more updates, and if this goes down a bad path and continues to trend in a bad area, well, we're going to have to get even more segments around some potential Chandler Jones replacements, Chandler Jones trade ideas. We're probably going to talk a lot about that on live today. And Jeremy Chugs and I will be going live today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you there, because it's going to be one hell of a live Raiders Report show.